granddad's ghost don't talk in gold. He talks in dirt and hands grown old. He says, boy, country ain't made by kings. It's made by the people who repair broken things. He says, feed the hungry, house the cold, give a man work and watch him grow. He says, stop making enemies out of the poor. You need every hand when the flood hits the door. What if the answer ain't more blame? What if we stop playing the same old game? What if the veteran who can't sleep at night could train young men how to stand upright? What if the homeless were not thrown away, but given clean work and a reason to stay? What if the immigrant who came through wrong could earn their place by serving long? Not a free pass, not a whip, a lawful road to working grip. Order with mercy, discipline with grace. Give the lost ones a useful place. Build, boys, build the old world's tide. Plant that seed, raise that fire, clean that river, mend that road. Give the wounded a lighter load. Build, girls, build, the dawn ain't far. Garden can grow from a broken star. Restoration corpse with boots in the mud, turning old pain into sweat and blood. Clearing the trash from the river bend, planting fruit trees where the dead lots in. Food forests rising by the county line, berry rows thick on abandoned signs. Shelter and training, a meal and a bed, a path out of rooms where hope feels dead. Give them a shovel, give them a trade, give them a paycheck, give them a grade. Teach them the soil, teach them the stream, teach them the greenhouse, teach them to dream. Veterans leading, young folks learning, old shame dying, new fire burning. Citizens, migrants poor and alone, earn your belonging by building a home. Not in speeches, not in lies. Show me the orchard, show me the lives. Show me the creek that runs clean again. Show me the man who got clean again. This is not punishment. This is not a camp for people we don't want to see. This is a road out of homelessness, a road out of shame, a road out of being called useless by a system that wastes everything. Earned belonging, visible repair, a place at the table, a reason to care. Build, boys, build the old world's tide. Plant that seed, raise that fire, clean that river, mend that road. Give the wounded a lighter load. Build, girls, build, the dawn from a broken star. There's a hole in the roof and the rain gets in, but the men in the suits keep calling it a wind. There's a man with a medal sleeping under a bridge, gave his youth to the flag, now the flag don't give. There's a mother at the border with fear in her hands, and a town full of workers who don't understand why the whole thing feels rigged, why the well ran dry, why the poor fight the poor, while the rich float by. There's a kid in a bedroom who can't find work, with a chest full of fire and a soul full of hurt. There's an old man limping past a shuttered mill, says, son, this place used to feed us still. There's a veteran drinking where the shadows stay. There's a homeless girl hiding from the cold hallway. There's a preacher on TV selling fear like seed, while the hungry keep praying for something to eat. And the old ones whisper, boy, look around. A house built crooked still falls to the ground. When the system sinks, don't blame the rain, don't blame the poor for carrying pain. When the system breaks, don't act surprised. You built it on hunger, then called it wise. This ain't the answer, this ain't the way a nation can rock while it learns what to say. They call it left, they call it right, but both hands shake when the money gets tight. They call it law, they call it need, but a cage is a cage when it feeds on greed. They call them illegal, they call them lost, but nobody counts what the chaos costs. They call them homeless, call them weak, then step over bodies on the same damn street. Veteran forgotten, borderline cracked, factory gone and the jobs don't come back. Rent too high, wages too thin, everybody drowning but they call it a win. Debt in the blood, fear in the feed, kids grow up with a panic seed. Old folks cold, young folks numb, whole damn country beating one crack drum. And if we keep rolling with holes in the floor, don't cry to God when we wash on the shore. This is a call, this is a warning, this is the sound of the board starting to split. This is not hatred. This is not surrender. This is the ancestors saying, fix it. When the system sinks, don't blame the rain. Don't blame the poor for carrying pain. When the system breaks, don't act surprised. You built it on hunger, then called it wise. This ain't the answer. This ain't the way a nation can rock while it learns what to say. Hear me playing while the storm rolls low. We can keep this machine, or we can let it go. We can feed the fear, watch the whole thing crack, or plant so much food there ain't no turning back. We can argue all day while the shelter's filled, or put hands to the land and bend our will. We can curse the stranger, forget the vet, step over the homeless, then drown in debt. Or we can build Project Eden ain't a pretty phrase. It's working the dirt for the end of these days. It's orchards in towns, it's gardens by schools, it's kitchens and shelters and training with tools. It's public abundance, fruit on the limb, a harvest for all when the season comes in. Apples to cider, berries to jam, bread for the child, work for the man. Where the garden exists, life is welcome there. Not wasted, not owned, not left to despair. Where the garden exists, let the hungry come near. Where the garden exists, let the lost ones hear. You are not trash, you are not done. There's work in the morning and room in the sun. Where the garden exists, let the people stand. Heal the wounded, heal the land. Picture the veteran with a crew at his side, teaching discipline without killing pride. Picture the migrant, registered clean, learning the language, serving the dream. Picture the poor boy out of that room, planting young trees where the old grief bloomed. Picture the mother with somewhere to rest, children with fruit and hope in their chest. Picture the city with shade on the street, vacant lots turned to something to eat. This is the call from the bone deep past. Build something real or the old won't last. System got teeth, system got rot, system forgot what the soul has got. So change the process, change the frame. Stop making profit from hunger and shame. Make work that heals, make homes that hold, make gardens so thick they shame the gold. Food in the commons, hands in the soil, turn public pain into public toil. Not slave work, not forced chains, dignity earned through sun and rain. Veterans, homeless, citizen, guest, give every lost soul a righteous test. Can you build, can you heal, can you stand? Can you make this broken country remember the land? The old ones are watching, the unborn are waiting. The river is listening, the soil remembers. A people that forgets how to feed itself will kneel to whoever sells bread. A country that wastes its wounded will run out of strength. A nation that treats the land as dead will become dead inside. So plant until the map changes. Plant until the hungry eat. Plant until the lost have work. Plant until the word home means something again. Where the garden exists, let the hunger come near. Heal the wounded, heal the land. Restoration corps rising, garden bells ring. Old world sinking, new roots sing. Bring heaven to earth, not someday, now. This is the call, this is the vow. If the system is sinking, then build the shore.